Namaste, Jagdish here again. As part of our conversations on Bhagavad Gita for the work table, we're entering episode 5. Episode 5 will look into chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita. And the chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita looks at Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga looks at essence of knowledge. What is the substratum of everything that we know? Substratum of knowledge itself. This is what is going to be explored in this particular episode. As I said before, these conversations certainly cannot replace your own contemplative reading of the Gita. But conversations are also fun. In order to establish the essence of Jnana Yoga, I would like to take an anecdote. During my childhood, I grew up in a small town, a place called Mandya in the southern part of India, Karnataka. As I grew up in Mandya, we had very few houses surrounding us and we had the whole expanse just in front of us. It was so expansive that we could see the horizon, and we really thought, if we walk enough, if we struggle enough, somehow we will be able to meet this horizon. We went on, and I remember this exercise. By the end of a month or so that we experimented on this, we were probably walking 6-7 kilometers as children who were just 5 or 6 years old then. That was a freedom we had, unthinkable of in the modern concrete jungle. But we realized one thing there. How much ever I walk, how much ever I struggle, I would never be able to reach the horizon. In fact, I had to take my father's help and my parents' help in order to understand that horizon is an illusion. That's what happens even with our desire. In all cultures, in all religions and all philosophical traditions, we know the functionality of desire itself. And my Guruji says, the state of mind before your desire is fulfilled and the state of mind after your desire is fulfilled is one and the same. Nothing changes. This permanence of nothing changes is what is the essence of Jnana Yoga. To look at it more functionally, we can look at Jnana or knowledge happening at several layers. In fact, we can look at it at 4 layers. Number 1 is the knowledge of sustenance. We keep on sustaining a lot of things. I have to sustain my bank balance. I have to sustain my property and wealth. How do I sustain it? I have to sustain my health also. This knowledge of being able to sustain something is at the first level. Second level of knowledge is the knowledge of transactions. How do I interact? How do I invite people to a party? How do I invite people into the possibility of a business that I'm transacting? How do I really make the supply and demand really happen, the give and take really happen mutually beneficially? So this is the second level of transaction, which is about knowledge of transaction itself. The third one is the knowledge of nurturing. How do I protect something? How do I nurture it? What is the research and developmental processes that I need to do? Copyrights, all these things, trademarks, copyrights, patenting, etc. We need to know that. And the last one, the fourth one, is the knowledge of contemplation itself, being able to reflect upon life itself. Sustenance at one end and reflection on the other end actually makes our life. And this is how the process of life also happens. And I call it as Purohita Tattva and the Paramahamsa Tattva. Purohita Tattva is about managing the status quo. How do I manage the status quo? How do I maintain the culture? I wish that my children learn and are nurtured in the culture that I grew up in. How do I protect the traditions, customs that I have been living in, managing the status quo? That is the Purohita Tattva, which is very important. The second Tattva is the Paramahamsa Tattva. Paramahamsa Tattva looks at what is not visible. Paramahamsa Tattva is able to see what is apparently invisible. It's like being able to look at a business that still is not functional. Ola or Uber simply came out of the thought of a business that never existed then. Amazon came out with a business that didn't exist. You create something out of nothing is a Paramahamsa Tattva. Being able to see what is not is a Paramahamsa Tattva. And this requires special logic. So when I speak about knowledge, we are going to look at these two things. What is that I have to sustain? What is that I have to expand from 1 to infinity? As Peter Thiel says in his book called 0 to 1, how do I expand 1 to infinity? That is a Purohita Tattva. How do I expand? And how do I create 1 out of nothing, 0 to 1? Both are equally important. Keep exploring what is that you have to sustain, what is that you have to expand, and what is that you have to create. The whole aspect of Gnana Yoga relates to the intermingling of, like a DNA helix, double helix, intermingling of the sustaining and the creative forces. Sustenance and creativity is the essence of knowledge. Thank you so much for listening. Be with me. Namaste.